Alright, what's America's bird? Eagle.
There were loud MVP chants after your touchdown run. People are calling it your MVP moment. As the season comes closer to an end, is that something you start to think about more?
No, my mindset goes right into the locker room and enjoy the win. And
Looking back, you feel like there were some opportunities to run today for you that you may have passed up?
Yeah, my mama just told me that. She just cussed me out. So like I'm mad. So like we gonna get after it, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. We gonna get after it. I can't wait till this bye get on. Like we got the Giants coming up. I'm ready to go. Like I'm just mad because I feel like we should win these games and we not getting them done.
It ain't no doggone tomorrow, fellas. What are you gonna bring to the doggone church? Are you gonna put somebody in their mouth? Are you gonna do your doggone job? Are you gonna pray from your doggone chest? Are you gonna pray from your heart and get everything you doggone got? Cause I'ma do that.
Alright, what's America's bird? Eagle.
that Baltimore shit, huh? Yes, indeed. Yeah, we can take that shit to the locker room. Hey! Hey!
you check, how you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. How much have you grown in that area, would you say, in that 4-minute offense?
I've grown in every experience that I've had throughout the course of my career. That's really been that's important. That's important, being able to grow from all these different situations, assess them, have quality conversations about them, and then continue to move forward. And, you talk about 4-minute situation. I've said it before, you look at games of the past where, sometimes we've cut it close when it wasn't needed. And we've given the other team an opportunity to make a play and then to win the game instead of ending it on our terms. And so it's a very important situation in the game. And obviously being able to learn from the experiences helps in my role. But I give a lot of credit to how our O-line plays in those moments and how Saquon is persistent in getting downhill and, kind of finishing. I see him, in our team this year making a big impact in those moments mostly, and especially when we got to lean on him in the end of the games when we're up.
How much are those situations a product of the way the game plays out before that?
Not so much at all. You get to those moments and, you're trying to create a 2-possession game or a 3-possession game or whatever it is, and you want to be able to impose your will on the line of scrimmage in those moments. Yeah.
How big were those slants and the deep digs to AJ in the second quarter to get the offense going?
I think anytime we're able to get the sticks moving, it's big, and I'm proud of how everyone showed up when the opportunity presents itself. Think of, just time on task and building trust with guys. I commend Jahan for the big-time catch he had earlier in the game because I've had a practice rep with him where it didn't end well. And so just being able to learn from those moments, continue to build that chemistry. So there's a trust when everybody's at the right spots and doing what they're supposed to do. And I was proud of that. Even Covey, he stepped in. Sure, we didn't connect on it and we didn't make the play, but he was at the right spot. As a quarterback, that's all I can ask for now, just finishing.
Was that the conversation to get to AJ on that drive? What did you guys see to turn to it?
I wasn't included in any conversation in that regard, but you know who AJ is. He's a hell of a player. He's been that, and any time he has the ball in his hands, he has the opportunity to make a play.
On the last touchdown drive, how important is it for both you and Saquon to be like a factor in the run game? Like you had a good run, he had a good run, and then he finished it off. I mean, just what is that like, especially late in the game when it's tight like it is?
Yeah, I don't think there's any intention of trying to feature both of us. Obviously, we got a lot of threats on the field, but the most important thing is just to execute what's called.
When you
hear the term game manager, do you take it as I'm not even saying for you, but just in general, do you think it's a negative connotation, or is that it's usually said about somebody who's on a winning team and playing good quarterback? What do you think about that term?
I just think it's a term. I think everyone can be called that, depending on the day. But the reality is everyone that plays the position is asked to manage the game to an extent. And so I think a quarterback's job is to go out there and do what they're asked to do, execute, play clean football, and execute the plays that are called.
What does the 8-game winning streak say about what Nick has done to get this team playing?
Say that again?
What does this 8-game winning streak since the bye say about what Nick has done to get this team playing this way?
I just think he's been growing. I think that's the biggest thing. And everyone has to be able to evolve as the season goes on. And I think he's been able to evolve and betterment of helping the team.
What ways do you think he's evolved?
On that first touchdown drive, where AJ got involved a lot, there was also some tempo on that drive. What goes into that where you say, all right, let's try that at this point, after maybe struggling a little bit early?
Just a component of trying to figure things out. And we kind of got to that throughout the game.
What ways do you think Nick has evolved and grown through this season?
Yeah, I just think his approach, his patience in certain moments, and I think his ability to dive in and kind of get the real detail of things, so he can better prepare us to do what we do. I know he's very intentional with the time he spends and the situations, and he's had some moments where, you know, he wish he could have done something else, and then he has some moments where we got to help him out as well, and then we got moments where we need to learn from him all, and so it's all collaborative.
He was just in here and he was saying that you belong in the MVP discussion, and it's bullshit that people try to discredit you because of stats. What's it mean for you that he kind of, you know, defends you like that?
I mean, you know, it's I appreciate his intentions with it, and you know, I have a lot of love for coaching that. My focus is winning. You know, my focus is winning and doing what I need to do to help this team win.
How big was it for the defense to kind of keep you guys in the game like early on? I mean, that's kind of happened quite a bit as you guys kind of find your way offensively. Like, what does that mean to you guys?
Yeah, the defense deserves a lot of credit today. You know, a dynamic quarterback over there, dynamic running back, and the offense has been averaging about 30 points a game. You know, so when you look at those numbers, you know, they're one of the best in the league, and to have some new faces on the defensive side of the ball and still play at a high level, guys stepping up. You know, Twin stepping in and making plays that I've seen him make on scout team the last 2 years. You know, he's got a finish on the interception, but just excited for that. You know, a lot of opportunity for guys. Isaiah stepping in and playing the way he played. A lot of communication on the side of the ball as a quarterback. You love to see it.
I know you don't believe in momentum. So how would you explain what's been going on here these past 2 months?
2 months, I might need to sit down to answer that question thoroughly and give you a proper answer to it. But I don't believe in momentum. You know, it's merely a facade. You know, it can begin and end at any moment, and we just got to reassess everything for what it is and continue to strive to be the best team that we can be. You know, it's not about, you know, trying to be better than another team or trying to up them in this area or whatever. It's just about aggressively trying to pursue our best self as a team, and that takes the proper obedience. It takes good discipline. It takes commitment from everyone around to doing, you know, what the team envisions. So it's a day-by-day journey, and that I enjoy the journey more than anything, as a quarterback, as a leader, as a man, and just keep on pushing.
If there's no momentum, where does confidence play into that? Like the confidence that you get from winning these games?
I mean, the confidence is, you know, I think for us, you know, you go out there and you play and you prepare and you set the table to say this is what we're capable of, and then you may not, you know, take advantage of certain opportunities and you still feel like you're capable of doing X, Y, Z. And so you ask yourself, do I want to sit there and take a brace and say, man, we're playing really good football and we're rolling? Or do I want to sit there and say, got so much more we can do? I'm going to stick on the other end because the feeling of unsatisfaction to keep you driving. And I think that's what keeps me driving. That's what keeps this team going, you know, and I think as we continue to, you know, just learn from every experience we have and go out there and be wise and not make the same mistakes and do that, I think we're going in the right direction.
So what does the energy of a big play do for you on the next one?
What do you mean?
You were mentioning momentum. So you had a lot of big plays, runs, passes. What does the energy of a big play do for you on the next one immediately?
I just treat it one play at a time. You know, that's always my message when I step in the huddle, because that's what it is. You know, we know execution fuels emotion. So anytime you do a good job at something, you feel the energy. But every play is its own play. It has its own life, you know, and just gotta learn from it all and just grow. You know, it's really, really about growth of the journey. You know, I've said this and I stand on it. There's no moment where we're gonna arrive. It's just a matter of just embracing the journey of growth and being wise and being able to learn from our mistakes, learn from our good moment and our successes, and be able to properly assess them.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
It didn't seem, from our viewpoint, it didn't seem like the offense really got into a rhythm
out there. Did you feel that way, and why do you think that was?
I believe we did, man. At the beginning of the game, you know, when we first got out there, I believe we was hitting on all cylinders, and the drive, fumble snap, mishap, that kind of I feel like we started messing up right then and there. You know, we got to just stay on task and just play our ball. You know, just play how we play. That was a pretty good team. Don't get me wrong, you know, but I felt like we left stuff out there. We should have put more points on the board. Shouldn't even put Tuck in those type of situations, you know, but it's football. Everything not going to go right.
Lamar, you mentioned how you guys started fast. First couple drives, you got points.
Yeah.
When that first play of the third drive likely was wide open, what happened on that play? Was that a miscommunication, or because it seemed like, you know, it was a chance to get another big
Yeah, they was in quarters, and he was coming out the route. I was trying to get it up and down so the corner wouldn't be able to fall off. But he stayed with the receiver. I should have just dotted him, but mishap.
Lamar, you mentioned Tuck, obviously. What do you say to a guy? Do you say anything to a guy who's excelled for so long
He
here?
the GOAT still, like, you know, just give it back to who he is. That's all. You know, whatever's going on, just block it out. I believe he's still the GOAT.
So just to be clear, you're saying you have confidence he can get back to that level?
Hell yeah, I got confidence in him. You know, he just made his kicks last week. You know, he made a couple this game. You know, just when we needed it, it just ain't happen. You know, but that can go for everybody on the team. It's gonna always be something within a football game. No game is played perfect. Even the games when we blowing teams out, it was something that happened in that game that we wanted back. You know, so it is what it is. We don't want stuff like that to happen, but it do.
More just big picture going into the bye here with 4 games left. What do you make of where the team is at this point in the season?
Just take a deep breath, you know, just sit back and just get ready for this ride. That's what I take from it.
Lamar, you guys have shown, you know, moments of brilliance on all phases at points, but it just seems like it isn't able to fully come together, at least not on a consistent basis. Is that what you guys see? And if so, how do you think you can go about fixing that?
Yeah, definitely. We need to be more consistent. Just a play at a time, you know. If something happened and it's been situations in games where we'll have our first play is good, you know, but it's a penalty. It's 1st and 20. We still get back on track and start making positive things happen. We need to just get to that situation and don't try to blame things on one play. You know, a game is not won off one play early in the game. Probably later in the game it probably is, but early in the game we just fix that and just move on. That's what we need to do.
How frustrating was it in the third quarter to seem like you guys were doing exactly what you wanted to do, extending drives, keeping them off the field,
Yeah.
yet you have the ball almost for the whole third quarter, it ends, and it's the same score?
Jeff, I'm trying to find the right word to say about that, but, man, we got to finish, bro. We just got to finish those drives, man, especially in a game like this, a great team, great offense and defense. We got to put points on the board, and we just didn't do that until later on in the game when it's over.
Lamar, this offense has been rather strong in red zone situations, just wasn't the performance one tonight. What maybe was struggling about them? What did the Eagles do? What did you guys do that was ineffective? What kind of went down in the red zone?
I'll just say their defensive line was just doing a great job at, you know, just trying to keep everything in front of them, just hauling tail to, you know, backside runs and stuff like that. But like I said, we just got to do a better job at putting points on the board. That's our job. We got to do that. Block them, throw passes, catch passes, do it all. That's why we the offensive players.
Lamar, your connection with Mark Andrews today was really maybe as good as it's been all season. Yeah. Can you take me through that a little bit? Why do you think it was extra special today?
He's just a dog. Mark Andrews is a dog, man, and he always want to win. You know, we need guys like that. You know, we have guys like that. We just got to do it. You know, Andrews is who he is. Like I said earlier in the year when they was talking about the trade and that, you know.
Did you have a sense of what he was going to do on that touchdown catch? Like he made that little, he kind of hooked around his defender.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I saw him trying to make something happen. You know, going like scramble drill. Even though I wasn't scrambling, but they dropped everyone in the end zone, and he just did a good job of getting open. I just had to put some speed behind the ball, velocity behind the ball for him to be able to make a play on it.
Lamar, looking back, do you feel like there were some opportunities to run today for you that you may have passed up?
Yeah, my mama just told me that. She just cussed me out. So like I'm mad. So like we gonna get after it, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. We gonna get after it. I can't wait till this bye get on. Like, we got the Giants coming up. I'm ready to go. Like, I'm just ready to go, man.
So what did she cuss you out about?
She said it was lanes I should have took and ran. But, I was just trying to let guys develop routes. We had developing routes. I was just trying to go through my progression. But, yeah, she right. I'm going to do my I'm sorry. I'm sorry for this. I'm just mad because I feel like we should win these games, and we not getting them done.
Not just tonight, but the last week. Have you been making a concerted effort to run less? It seems like there have been
No,
times
that's not on my mind. No, that's not on my mind. I'm just trying to let things happen and trying to give my guys opportunities to get in the ball. That's all. Just going through my progressions.
Lamar, I mean, obviously you're talking about being frustrated right here about not closing these games. How much that frustration is reserved for your own performance?
I'm always going to put myself at the front line, no matter if I played good or not. I played all right. But, yeah, I'm just ticked off because we left things out there on that field. Me, everyone. It's a team sport. It's not no I and team.
I don't think we saw Deontay out there. John was asked about it and didn't give a reason, said he needs more information. For you, though, I mean, do you have a conversation with Deontay to make sure that he stays locked in and knows that there's a role for him moving forward?
Yeah, absolutely. We want him out there. He's a great receiver. We didn't get him from the Panthers for nothing. I don't think so.
Lamar, big picture, heading into the bye, 8-5, you're a game and a half behind the Steelers. Where do you think the full team is?
We don't need to worry about the Steelers. We need to worry about us. Like, that's the first thing. Worry about whatever we need to clean up on this side, clean it up. Like, forget every other team. We need to be beating ourselves out there. Little opportunities, we're not making them happen. We need to make those critical situations happen, and we're not doing it.
Oh, right to it.
Jordan Mailata comes from left tackle to the right side, pulls all the way through and gives you a free lane to the end zone. Describe how that play took place and what you saw.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great call. We have, an unbelievable offensive line. I think week in and week out, you guys are able to see that. And especially our tackles, they're able to move and how big they are and able to move at that size helps us out a lot. I kind of saw the look, just trusted that he was going to make the block, and I just ran through as fast as I can, pretty much with my eyes closed, and got to the open field. And Jahan and Paris did a really good job of running off the DBs to open up space for me, and we were able to get into it.
How much did you close?
I wouldn't say it was close, but it's called basically blind faith. I trusted so much that he's going to make the block that I just followed his hip and I just hit it full speed.
How much did it mean to you when you were playing against the other team, Derek, or did it not mean anything?
It doesn't really mean much. I got so much respect for Derek and the things he's accomplished so far this season in his career. He's going to go down as one of the best backs to ever do it. But, as a competitor here, you want to go out there and play at a high level, but it ain't basketball. It ain't like I can go out there and tackle Derrick Henry. And to be honest, I don't know if I really want to tackle Derrick Henry. But most important thing is, a team win. And it was a big win. We know it's going to be a tough challenge against this team. They did a really good job. Got to, give credit to them. But got the dub at the end of the day.
Saquon, you had a lot of your really big runs this year in the second half, the fourth quarter. What's it mean to have a head coach or a play caller that will keep going to you throughout the game, even if maybe early on you're not getting those chunk plays?
Yeah, I mean, it's a blessing having coaching staff that trust it, continue to lean on it. You also give a shout out to the defense. That means the defense is doing a really good job too, and not letting the game get out of hand. And where we get down, and you got to get into the mindset of drop back and pass the ball. But we're really good at it. We're really good at a lot of things, but just got to keep trusting the system, keep trusting the guys up front. There's tremendous talents up there, and that's why I think the run game been popping in the second half.
This team doesn't give up 100 yards very often. You guys pick that kind of as a point of pride for you guys to get 100 yards.
I wouldn't say that. We knew how good of a defense they are, but at the end of the day, they still didn't go against us. And we know how great of an offense we are and great of a run team we are, and especially how great those guys are up front. So, we heard it, we seen it, but at the end of the day, we wanted to come in and get a win. And if it took us to rush for 50 yards and throw for 300 yards, so be it. If it's however many yards you rush today, most important thing is get a win, and we got that.
How cool is it to be part of these March 23 and now 2 against NFC team? And you were on both teams. How cool is that?
Yeah, I mean, I got so much respect for Lamar. He's a 2-time MVP for a reason. I know probably the best player I've seen, like with my own eyes, whether it's on film or seeing him live, just the things he's able to do. But yeah, being part of the teams that were able to win games, and I see that style all the time. They show his record against NFC teams, but to be part of those two teams to get a win, definitely, you definitely love that.
Jalen, I know it's a team win, but there were loud MVP chants after your touchdown run. People were calling it your MVP moment. As the season comes closer to an end, is that something you start to think about more?
No, my mindset goes right into the locker room and enjoy the win, and then coming on Monday, get the work in, rehab, get my body ready, and get ready for the next game. And I believe that's Carolina back home. So I appreciate the MVP chant. So it's great. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is winning football games. And I've been so locked in and so focused on my preparation and the way that I work throughout the week. And there's a reason why I'm getting those chants. So if I continue to take care of that, then when the season's over, we'll look up, see what happens. But at the end of the day, it's continue to get wins and put ourselves in position to go deep in the run of playoffs.
Have you ever had more fun playing football in your life?
No, I don't. I think tied my highest. Last year I had 2, and 2 of them were one last year and one this year was caused by the ground. But yeah, that was definitely a scary moment when the ball comes out right there, and I just thought find a way, whatever way, make sure I get on the ball. But I think it helped me. I haven't been angry like that in a game since I was a little kid. I think that was able to help me get the first down on the next play.
I think you're just he asked if you ever had more fun playing football.
Oh, I thought you said fumbles. My fault. Yeah, I'm having a blast.
And what besides, obviously, I know you love winning.
Yeah.
But what besides the winning has just really made this season to this point so special?
For me, I would say it's been the fact that to be able to come to a new team and just be able to get to know all the guys individually, whether it's the crazy conversations we have at a lunch table, the grinding that we have in the weight room, or the work that we put in practice. So that's why it's been fun for me because it's fresh for me. I'm new. I get to show myself, get to learn everybody else. That's the reason why it's been fun. Kind of give me like a college vibe, a college feel, and I think that was established in the off season, OTAs, and yeah, I think that's definitely the reason why.
Last one, they tell us this all the time, but are you aware of how much they enjoy blocking for you? Is that
I don't need them to tell me that. I see it and I know it just off the confidence that they have in me. And you can see it on film how those guys block, or when I break a long run and everybody's like this. I feel bad sometimes when I let them down if I get tackled. So that definitely is a reason why when I break along, when I try my best to make sure I find the end zone. But the same joy, that they have blocked for me, it's matched with the passion I had playing behind those guys. And I want to be great, and I want to make those plays because I know that how special they are, and I know how hard they work. So, like I said, I've been getting a lot of love, but I couldn't be the player I am and make the plays I've been making without those guys up front.
What do you say about you guys having better win with the team?
It says we played a good game.
Is that about the kind of game you expected?
Yeah.
Physical?
Yeah. We knew what type of game it'll be. So yeah.
Did you guys enjoy a physical game though? Because it seems like that kind of plays to your strength.
Of course. Whenever you got a physical team and you call yourself a physical team, you want to know who's going to be physical, who's going to quit. And I think two teams, bump heads, and I think today we were the tougher team, and I say like the less mistake team. So.
With Saquon, does it kind of feel like at some point he's going to break one?
Absolutely. All the time. Yeah. Yeah.
So, what's that feeling like, though, when he finally does and everything?
Before, it's like, hurry up and do it. And then it's like, all right, thank you. Simple as that. Like late in the game, like, we were telling him to go on, put your cape on. Like, hurry up, let him out. And he did exactly that. So.
Do you actually tell him that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We tell him, let him out. Let him out, because we knew we had to run the ball that drive, so it was time for it.
You got going on the touchdown drive. What was working there for you guys?
I'm just getting the ball. That's it.
Did they kind of take that away in the second half? Was it harder to?
Nah. We ran the ball, kind of shot ourselves in the foot a couple times, but we just ran the ball in the second half.
To win a game like this in Baltimore, against a team that
football is getting tighter. Season's getting close to the end, and you want to understand your brothers and go out there and compete for them.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
CJ, what's up, man?
What's up?
What made you guys so good in the red zone today?
What'd you say?
What made you guys so good in the red zone today?
Keep 'em out of it. Keep 'em out of it.
Anything that goes into that particular?
Just sacrificing time this week, understanding what we got to focus on, and coming in and playing one of the hottest teams in the league. Offensively, we got to understand that they're quick to score, so we got to understand that we got to keep balling and put our foot in the ground and don't let them pass the goal line.
The physical nature that you guys play with, is that part of the plan always with this team?
Any team is always physicality and leadership. If everybody brings physicality, you get to see who really want to play football, who don't.
Did you get a good view of Cooper's tackle on Derrick Henry?
Yeah, I see every damn thing. I'm in the backfield like a quarterback. So,
what'd you make of that play?
Like you said, when you focus on the right things, Derrick Henry's a great back. Cooper's a great player. Just got to keep attacking like he did, and those plays happen often.
Thank you. Can you take us through the Derrick Henry hit and when you decided to go with what you did?
What do you mean? Like
the style of hit you went for?
Oh, I mean, I didn't really expect to pick him up like that. I was kind of just doing my job, coming down to make a tackle, trying to run through him. He's a pretty big dude, though. I felt it a little bit for sure, but had a lot of adrenaline running. But I was just playing my coverage, came down to make the hit.
Is that, like, you guys have been a pretty physical team all year? Is that the type of play that embodies that?
I mean, yeah, I think we preach being the most physical team on the field every week. So that's our job to go out and put that on the field. So I try to do that.
Where do you think the physicality comes from? If that's like the identity of this defense?
I think it just comes from everybody. We understand, that we want. That's what we want to be. We want to be the most physical team on the field every week. And that starts in practice. We're wearing pads on Wednesdays. Going through our tackle circuit, so we can come out and tackle and play physical on Sundays.
What made you guys so good in the red zone today?
In the red zone,
they were 1 for 4. I think.
They were what?
I think they were 1 for 4.
1 for 4. I wish that last one was in the last play of the game.
Oh, 2 for 5.
2. Yeah. Wish we didn't give up that last drive. But I think it's just making them earn everything. Bend don't break mentality. When we get down there, our back's against the wall. We just gotta understand that we can still get a stop. And that's what we try to do.
What's that celebration?
It's team celebration. Team celebration.
What did it feel like having that hit on Henry? Obviously, a big stick.
Yeah, it was cool. God, I said this earlier, but I didn't expect to fully pick him up and put him on the ground. It's kind of just happened like that. I was just trying to do my job, run through him, make the tackle.
What's it like bringing him down?
He's a big dude. I felt it for sure. But luckily he was just turning around, so he didn't really see me coming. So I could kind of sneak up on him and be able to make the tackle.
How did Lamar kind of challenge you guys in the first couple of possessions, especially his ability to extend plays and make?
Yeah, I think we were letting guys run. When he got outside the pocket, we gotta do a better job of staying on our guys when he got outside the pocket, and we knew it'd happen. We knew he'd scramble around, but we weren't doing as good of a job in those first two drives of sticking with our guys. But I think we made a point of emphasis, to do that, going throughout the rest of the game.
What was the message from Christian Parker to you guys in order to get these?
like you guys almost wait to the other team shows their hand, and then you guys react to it. I mean, because first quarter 9-0, then you just basically take it.
Yeah, I mean, they really had our hand. First quarter, we weren't able to really get anything going. Then the last two possessions, before half, we did well. And then they controlled the majority of the clock, third quarter. And we made some key plays, but obviously it was close. I mean, they're very deep in the trenches. O-line, D-lines are always really good. So it was a tough battle, man. It really came down to the end.
You knew how good the run defense is, but what stuck out on film to make you think you guys would be able to run the ball the way you did?
I mean, you got Saquon back there, so, I mean, he can make you look better than maybe you are. But, yeah, we stay consistent with it. And, you know, a few of those small runs turned into big games and game-sealing drives. It wasn't pretty by no means. I mean, we knew coming in here it was going to be tough. It's my first time ever beating these guys, so I've lost these guys a lot. But
how much can you say about the defense? I mean, it's without the defense.
Yeah. Defense playing unbelievable, exceptional football. Yeah, you're going to have to wait, Makai. Yeah, man, they put a lot of time in, a lot of work in, and then they play well together. And I think they're friends on and off the field, so I think a lot of that translates.
And is it a point of pride though when you go against the number one run defense and you're able to do some damage on it?
Yeah, we'll have to go back and look, at the first quarter, first half. We have a lot of plays that we left on there, but fourth quarter we had some game-sealing runs, so it wasn't pretty by no means. We had to go back and watch the tape. First half was really slow till like the last two possessions, so. But a win's a win. This is my first time ever beating these guys. So 12 years. But they've always played a physical style ball, always had great talent. So, and it came down the wire.
With Saquon, does it always kind of feel like he's eventually going to break one?
Yeah, the guy has so much talent and ability, and you combine that with work ethic, and that's what you get. So, it was slower than usual today. It took a while for some of those big runs to come through, but stay consistent with it, and we did a good job there in the second half. But we knew coming in that Baltimore was a very tough team. They've always been. Always played physical style football. I feel like they've always had O-line, great O-lines and D-lines. So it was a tough battle.
What does a win against a team like this teach you about the mentality of this team?
Yeah. I mean, we gotta. I mean, I knew what we were in store for it. Playing these guys, I'll never beat these guys. I know they do a good job in emphasizing their O-line, D-line. So. I mean, we knew it was going to be a tough game. It wasn't going to be pretty, and it really comes down to the guys making the fewest mistakes. So, but it wasn't pretty by no means. We stayed committed to the run game and ended up winning, man. So.
Key to the defense today, holding this team under 20 points.
A lot of things. They got a lot of weapons. Receivers, running backs. You got to worry about two good backs. Obviously, a quarterback, good offensive line. Just staying sound in our keys, and we knew it was going to be a tough, gritty game, and that's what we made it, and that's what we like.
That have a playoff football type feel to it?
I've only been to the playoffs one time, and I was a rookie playing special teams, so I don't really know what the playoffs are like.
Feel like?
I feel like that was two good teams going at it in the regular season. That's what it felt like.
Had that sack there. You shared the sack with Jalen, I think. But what happened there on that play? How did you get into the sack, Jay?
Yeah, they sent me on a blitz, and the running back cross protected and tried to cut me. Put my hands out, defeated the cut, and then had to be real patient on Lamar.
At what point did you see the cut? Like, did you see him coming the whole way, or?
I knew in film study if they cross protected, the cut might have been coming. So, and he was kind of leaning into it, so. Just beat the cut and then make the play.
At that moment, that lost some yardage and they missed the field goal. Did you realize that you might kind of take them out of range there?
No, I'm just trying to make a play. I don't really go into it with that mindset, but I'm glad I did at the end of the day.
You guys fell down 9-0 early in the game. Did you make any adjustments at that point, or what's the mindset there?
No adjustments. It was a big penalty we let up, and then a scramble. We didn't plaster. We didn't stay on our guys. So. Just playing sound football is what it was. No real adjustments made.
They've been so. Was that ball down at the one, return the game at that point, stop?
Yeah, I think we really won the game in the kicking game. Playing special teams, I know how much that can affect games, and fielding. We fielded all of our punts. They didn't, and it cost.
The way
Ravens physical defense, when you guys played, when Cooper took down Derrick Henry, what sense out of this team?
Yeah, our identity is physical, and if you're going to challenge that, then we're going to show up and be more physical.
BG was over there, looked like he had no one to talk to. What did he say to you guys this week?
Man, he's in the meetings, he's in the locker room, in the weight room with us. He's always around the team. Just a good energy that we thought we were going to miss, but we still have. I'm happy about it.
That physical mentality and that kind of identity, where does it come from?
Yeah, I think a lot of guys in this defense and this team have been underdogs for a long time, having that chip on their shoulder. I know I have, I know Nakobe has, and a lot of these linebackers are. And just playing aggressive. We want to grind on teams and we want to wear them out, and that's what we did.
It seems a lot of your kicks out of plays come from first down. Is there any reason for that?
I'm always trying to make a big time play, whether it's first, second, third, fourth. Doesn't matter. I'm trying to make a big play.
You know, you never missed a field goal and an extra point in the same game, and obviously you missed 2 tonight. What was going on out there for you?
As simply as I can put it, I missed the kicks, and I'll leave it at that. I just left the points out there. I feel like I cost us this one, but it doesn't really do anybody any good to dwell on it. The only thing that we can do, that I can do, is just continue to work, move forward, take one kick at a time. I hate that I've had to have this same conversation over the course of this season, but that's something that comes with the territory in this job description. The kicks are either good or not, and today I did not do a good enough job to help our team win the football game.
Justin, you've obviously never gone through a stretch like this to this point in your career. I mean, how are you dealing with this right now? How are you mentally dealing with what's happening right now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously right now, just immediately after the game, it's pretty raw emotionally for me. I mean, anytime we win, we come in the locker room and we all feel great, and then anytime we lose, especially for me, given my performance today, it was just not up to our standard. It's crushing. But at the end of the day, my feelings don't really matter. What matters is getting back to work and doing everything that I can to help this football team win games down the stretch.
Justin, when you go on that we're out there for a kick now, does anything feel different physically when you're getting out and lining up to go ahead and take a kick than what it did in the past when it was all, when it was, when you were just
sure, I wouldn't
routine?
I wouldn't say so. I think it's just a matter of and I've said this before, that each kick kind of lives in its own world. Whether it's a PAT or a field goal from this hash going in this direction or vice versa, each kick kind of has to live on its own, and I'll leave it at that.
We've asked you about missing left, and then I think the second one you missed tonight was right. Were you trying to change the target point? Were you trying to compensate for some of the drift you had left?
I wasn't really trying to compensate for any other kicks that had gotten away from me previously, because like I said, each kick is its own. It lives in its own world, and it's its own challenge. So the fact that a number of kicks have gone left on me didn't have anything to do with why the 53-yarder, why I pushed it right. It was just a matter of I didn't strike the ball, on the target line, or on the exact target line that I wanted to on that given kick.
Have these recent games influenced your thinking and going to the bye week, how you might use this week to prepare?
I think we're going to treat this week just like any other break that we've had before. We're going to turn over every stone, and I will do that individually for sure. Just to address any and all issues I may have with my technique, anything tangible, anything concrete that I can make it a point to remedy. And that's what I mean when I say the only thing that I can do is just get back to work. The only thing that we can do is just get back to work and do the things that we know will help our team win football games.
Thanks, Justin.
All right, guys.
Take this bye week to recharge and
got a New York team that we have in 2 weeks, so just preparing for that. But hats off to those guys for getting the job done.
Roquan, what do you think you did well in those first few drives against this offense that maybe got away from you guys?
I think we just played our style of football, and I think that was simple. And it's a long game. It's not about what you do a couple drives out of the game. It's about what you do throughout the duration of the game. And we didn't do it long enough. At the end of the day, they scored more points than us. And when you look at it like that, the team that scores the most points, that's the team that wins.
Just the last couple of weeks, it seemed there's been close games in Pittsburgh, and when this game don't go your way, how frustrating is that to kind of feel like the game is right there and not quite measure up?
Oh, it's always frustrating when we're in the NFL. You want to win each and every game that you go out there and play. You prepare each and every week to win each and every game. So that's the mindset going in. And at the end of the day, just looking at it and how the game ended, we didn't do enough in order to win. And as a defense, team don't score, they don't win. And that's the mindset that I'll always have, and that's the mindset that we'll have regardless of how the game went.
You're coming off an injury. How'd you feel out there physically?
I felt fine. I felt fine. If I'm out there, I'm going to give it everything I got, and that's what it's all about. No sappy story for me. I'll be ready whenever.
Bro, for 3.5 quarters to really bottle up Saquon until that last drive where he's gotten to the end zone, what did you guys do so well, and at the end, was it just finally just frustration they got broke through?
I think we just stuck to our rules at the end of the day, and then it was basically goes back to assignment. Like all 11 guys didn't do their assignment on that, and that's what it boils down to at the end of the day. 9, 10 people can do the right thing, and I could have did better on that play as well. So it's just about each and every guy doing their job, and that was the main focus throughout the week. And on that play, everybody didn't do their job, but it starts with me.
How do you think this result affects your approach going into the bye week?
Just giving more fuel, honestly, more fuel going into the bye week, just knowing that, hey, this game got away from us, but you can't let this game beat us twice, have to recharge, and just knowing that, 4-game stretch at the end, if we do what we have to do the 4-game stretch at the end, we can win the division, and just have to have that mindset, but just have to do it one game at a time.
How can you use that bye right now? It's been a long season at this point. Rarely do you have to wait this long to get to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that bye is crucial at this point in the season, just knowing where we are as a team and the mindset that we have for knowing that we want to make a push, and we will make a push, and like having that reset button. Obviously, we won't have a first-round bye as we did last year, but just having this bye right now and just knowing it's going to be down the stretch and that these 4 games are going to be very important, and got to get better from this game, and just knowing that we have a New York team. Guys are going to be hungry regardless of their record and whatnot, and just knowing guys are fighting for their livelihood. So at the end of the day, they have families to feed, so do we. So it's not going to be a walkover. So we got to go in, take this week off mentally, physically, give our bodies a reset, and then get ready for New York, and just knowing it's going to be a nice little stretch.
What moments, how do you kind of process this game, and what do you guys do to shake this off and move on?
Hard to say. Obviously, we wanted to get the win. I thought, I thought we had some self-inflicting wounds on offense and defense, but we got to come in tomorrow, watch the film. But obviously, we wanted to get this one before the bye. Came up short, so you kind of we'll see tomorrow. Look at the film and then kind of go from there. But it's obviously not a great time to lose, but being that you got the bye, I guess you got time to flush.
Roland, when you have a guy like, you've been with Justin Tucker a long time. You guys probably almost have taken his greatness for granted. As a teammate, do you say anything to him when he's going through these struggles, or do you sort of just trust him to get through it? How do you look at it?
Yeah, I think I said on the sideline, I think Tucker is. I said this to some of the guys. I said I think this is normal for kickers, but we've just been so blessed by Tucker's eliteness that we kind of take it for granted. Used to sit down there on the when he goes out there and it's going in. But I think great players, they get out of those slumps at the right moment, and I think Tucker's one of those guys. But there's not much I know about kicking, but I do know Tucker's a guy to get things turned around.
Marlon, you're a game and a half back of the Steelers before you guys have 4 games left. What do you think about your chances of still winning this division?
I know we'll need some. Actually, I think being that we play them, I think that gives us a pretty good chance there. If they lose one, and then when we win out. So, I think we're in a good position, a great position. Watch this tape, clean some things up, enjoy this bye, and then come back ready to roll.
Big picture, do you feel like the defense has turned a bit of a corner over the last month? I mean, you had some difficult things to say about the defense a month, 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's been it's been fun to actually get 3 and outs. We had a plethora of those. I felt today. I think the biggest thing after whatever game that was, man, it was time to play Ravens defense, and I think at some defense and Ravens defense, there's a big gap between that, and the message kind of became a little bit clear. If you want to play ball, then we'll get you out there. But if you don't, you're gonna have to sit on the sideline. And I think guys responded really well to what was being preached amongst the coaches, amongst the players, and we're holding guys more accountable now. And we just the brand we were playing. It's it's disrespectful to be in this Ravens uniform and play like that. And I think I feel like we've turned that corner. It's not perfect, but I still think there's a little more corners to turn. But the mindset has really changed. The mindset has really changed, and that's kind of where it starts.
Marlon, is there some, I guess, I don't know, unhappiness or just what pessimism about how when you guys have had really good games on defense, it hasn't always aligned with the days when you had really good days on offense, and just you haven't really been able to kind of match, develop that kind of full, complete game?
Yeah, it hasn't really. I know the defenders, we haven't really looked at it as far as that aspect. We're just kind of do what we can, but if you take it back early to the season, if that, I'm happy. We're just trying to move as one unit, worry about the defense. But early in the year, I mean, if we didn't have the offense going crazy, I don't know what our record would be. So we haven't really. This isn't really much of a point your finger team. That's been the best thing about this team. It's let's do our job, do your job, and let's come together. But yeah, you definitely want to get clicking on all cylinders: offense, defense, special teams, and so that's what we're chasing going forward.
Marlon, do you feel like when you're playing these top teams like the Chiefs and Pittsburgh and Philly, that you're just lacking a kind of a complete effort in all 3 phases? Do you think that's sort of holding you back against these teams?
I really can't say. I really can't really say. I'd have to look a little more at the tape, but I do know there were some self-inflicted wounds there. But I really can't say.
Pretty good.
I know there's always
They had to match ours. We know we're a physical team. We know they're a physical team, and that was our message going in. That they got to match our physicality, and again, that's a very physical team. That's a well-coached team. That's a team with a lot of good players. But yeah, I'd like the question rephrased a little differently.
Saquon kind of bottled up a lot of the day, but what broke on that 25-yard touchdown?
Yeah, 103 yards, you can say that. But what broke was we got through the interior of it with the way we blocked it. We had Jordan on that one pulling. He did a good job getting through. We sealed it off on the front side. And then you have 2 receivers. When plays break for big ones, there's receivers doing something good on that, like Covey last week against L.A. getting the block. AJ had a good block last week against L.A. And then this was Jahan and Paris running off, which is something that is not like when you run off and now the running back can run to space instead of them getting a block there. So that's something we talk about a lot. So Paris and Jahan run off. Saquon can run away from the pursuit from the inside with his speed, and then those guys finish blocks over there. So that's just good team football. Really good job. Really proud of those guys. It was. I always get excited when guys run off. That's something we always talk about, and it was cool to go congratulate. I got a little bit of a warning for going down too far, but when those guys make plays like that, of making plays, and Saquon's going to get all the credit for that play as he should, but it started with the offensive line and it finished with the receivers.
To be down 9 and rebound and recover, what did you make of that today?
Yeah, we're a resilient team, but 9 in the first quarter, a lot of football left to play. So, resilient team, done a lot of different things. We were a determined team. I think that was noticeable all week of how determined this football team is. When there could be distractions with holidays, and Thanksgiving's a great holiday, but it's still a distraction in our eyes at the beginning. We enjoyed the rest of the day, but they were so locked into that. And then it could be a distraction of coming back from an afternoon off. But these guys didn't miss a beat. That really shows you the leadership of this football team, of just being locked in and being hungry, being humble. And this was a good win for us. This is a good football team that we just played with a lot of good players. Can't tell you how much respect I have for their coaches, their coaching staff, both sides of the football, special teams wise, everything. Coach Harbaugh is a great coach. Obviously, he's been a great coach in this league for a long time. And so that was a good challenge, and that's a good win for us to go home with.
Along those lines, I guess, what did you learn about the defense in a matchup like this against that Ravens offense?
Tough, physical. We showed some clips of us against Derrick Henry in 2022. Because obviously he's a big-time player with a great offensive line, and so he had some good runs. There's no doubt, but we just kept coming and were resilient. Effort to the football. They were very determined to show how physical we were. You could see Chauncey coming up and laying some hits on there that were really finishing off hits legally, and we got good pressure. And obviously Lamar is such a good football player. Was able to get out of some things, but we had some good consistent pressure against a good offensive line with our defensive line, and so it was muddy. We forced them to go the long way, and they had some explosives, and that's going to happen against a good team, and especially against a quarterback like Lamar. But made them go the long way, which was huge, and so that's what you saw there with our defense today.
The sequence of punting on 4th and 2, pinning them back, forcing the 3 and out, going down and score. What did that do for the game, you feel?
I think it's just so critical of the things that we talk about all the time. We spend so much time on plus 50 punting. We show it. We talk about it so much. We show all the ones from college in the week. We show all the ones from the NFL in the week because we know how critical it is if you can back a team up and you can get a stop, that usually equals points. And so it was a great, Braden, they didn't catch their balls and we caught ours. That's a big deal. Like that's like high school football. That's something I learned from my brother so long ago of like, just catch the punt, right? And our guys caught the punt. Covey did a great job of coming up on some punts that were short and caught them. And that's something that's not going to be looked at, like, unless I say this, in the stat sheet. But Covey comes up and catches a punt that's kind of short and saves us. One of them, I thought it was like 14 yards field position, and another one was like 26 yards field position. Y'all can go relook at that. And then they let some punts hit. Now, why did they let some punts hit? Because we got such good rush down the field by Sidney and Keeley, where they kind of it was a little messy down there, so they let them hit, and we got them pinned down inside the 1. To me, that is such good detail of our special teams. And the things that they were doing. Hats off. We had a couple penalties on special teams, and we're going to be sick about those. But Coach Clay did such a good job of getting those guys ready. And that's a huge deal because we got a stop. We got another stop. I think both of them led to points. So great job by Braden. He'll get the stat line that says, hey, pinned him inside the 5 once and at the 1 another time. But really good job by Sidney. Really good job by Keeley to go down there and force number 16 to not catch that punt and get that thing down in. Those are huge. Those are things that you get so excited about as a football coach of how important that is, in the field position battle. That's not going to get looked at a lot, but I'm really excited, and we talked about that after the game.
Nick, you guys got the ball back with about 6:11.
I'll come back.
You guys got the ball back with about 6:11 to play. By the time the Ravens got it back, the game was essentially over. What's it say about your team to be able to kill that much offense?
Tough, physical, and that's against a tough physical football team. We were able to convert on a 4th and 1. We were able to convert on a 3rd and 7. get them to use all their timeouts. And that was our thought in that process. We were going to run there because if we were in. At first, we weren't in field goal range. We got ourselves into field goal range when we got that first down, or we got that first good run by Saquon. So great job by the offensive line because in those scenarios, it's going to be really muddy because they're gonna load the box. They're going to try to do different things. And so good job by Kellen calling it there of the runs that he called in those scenarios, and good job by our guys executing. And then Saquon hits a crease and it gets us the first down. We get to a 4th and 1. What happened on the 3rd and 1 gave me a lot of confidence to go for it on the 4th and 1. And so good job there of those guys getting that push off the ball on that first quarterback sneak. Now that was a full yard. I thought we kind of got it there. They didn't give us a spot, and it's hard to see. And it gave me the confidence to go for it on the second one. As I was debating it, because that is a debatable one. Because you debate that and say, man, we go up 12 points. That's a big deal. Now they can't drive. Get a field goal, get an onside kick, or get a stop, and now be able to beat you on the last one. So the guys that gave me a lot of confidence is Chauncey's like, just trust us. We'll stop them if we don't get it. And then Devonta's like, I love when Devonta tells me to just go for it. We're going to get that quarterback sneak. Devonta has nothing to do with us getting the quarterback sneak, even when he's on the field. But he's like, Coach, go for it. And you know what? That I love that about our team, that they have confidence in each other. I have confidence in them. They have confidence in each other. And that's not, again, that goes back to, that's not blind faith. That's faith based off of, results of what we've done. And so I was close to going for it. I was hesitant a little bit to go up 12. And then Devonta and Chauncey kind of nudged me over the edge right there to go for it. Good job by our offensive line. And Lane looks over at me, signals first down, gives me a thumbs up. Man, we got a tough offensive line. We got a tough defensive line. We got a tough football team.
Obviously, a big win over a good team. Had big wins over good teams last year. And last year's down the stretch did not turn well. Why do you feel like the way you're reacting to these wins differently?
Last year's over. We don't care about last year. We learned what we needed to learn from last year, and what we needed to do off of that. And this year is a different group of guys. It's a different group. This is a different team that's gelling and meshing on all cylinders right now. But with that being said, you're only as good as your last game. We got a big game coming up this weekend.
I know you want them singularly focused, but do you, in that realm, do you also let them know that if you stay that way, that the carrot of being the number 1 seed is there? Not at all. I'm boring. We're going to be thinking about the Carolina Panthers. We're going to enjoy this one, and then we'll think about the Carolina Panthers. What I've learned in this league is if you look back, you're climbing this mountain, and I know I've used this analogy a lot, but you're climbing this mountain. If you look back and you're climbing a mountain, you look down, you're going to slip. If you look too far up, you're going to slip. All that our focus is on one game at a time. We can't control anything else that happens. And so, our job is to control what we can control. That doesn't make for good press. That doesn't make for good stories. We're boring, but the monotony, the boring, the day-by-day grind is what gets results. And so we'll continue to keep narrow focus and focus on this next game. Quarter run game you talked about a lot wasn't just the touchdown. Saquon went for 14, and then I think it was Jalen for 11, then the touchdown. You talked about the physicality, obviously that's part of it, but do you guys hold stuff for the fourth quarter?
There's some that you talk about in a 4-minute defense because you're going to get different defenses on 4-minute in 4 minute than you'll get on first and second down. So every scenario is called for a little bit different things. You're going to get a little bit different stuff in the red zone. You're going to get a little different stuff in 4 minute. You're going to get a little different stuff throughout the game in different scenarios. So that's a part of our situational football that we think a lot about. Right. Jalen did a good job. Hey, Bob. Just can't say enough good things about how Jalen managed that 4 minute. And you'll say, "Well, game manager." That's all. Jalen played an awesome game, and his stats are going to say, right, we didn't throw it a lot. We were 11-19. He had 118 yards, but that guy made runs when he needed to make runs. He made good checks. He managed the game in a 4 minute to take the clock down to use as much time as he can. Man, Jalen, we haven't thrown it a lot in the fourth quarter in the past month and a half of the season. So, Jalen's stats aren't going to say that, but Jalen deserves, Saquon deserves to be in an MVP consideration. Jalen Hurts deserves to be in an MVP consideration because of how clean of football he's playing. Like, look at his quarterback rating throughout the last month and a half of the season. Like, Jalen Hurts is a winner, playing great football. He may not have the stats, but because his team's winning in the fourth quarter, he doesn't get to make those stats. But he's just done such a good job. AJ could be, as a guy. We have multiple guys that could be in consideration of that. Our offensive line. I wish they could give an offensive line MVP because our offensive line could be on that. And so I just can't say enough good things about how Jalen played in that football game. Even though the stat sheet's not going to reflect that because, Jalen was 11 and 19. Yeah, he was freaking on. He was on how he managed the game on fourth quarter. He was on about the runs that he made. He was on in the scrambles he made. He was on in the checks that he's made. He was on the third down conversions that we hit and the passes that he hit. This dude's a winner. And, yeah, he continues to play good football through our stretch.
They don't respect us. They don't know about our heart, man. That thing is beating your doggone chest right now. Whatever you got today, I got to have it.